G'day everyone, hope you're well. A bit of a bench update. You can see before me some decals. I'll have a look at them momentarily. So I've just finished off the Hong Kong models 148 PBJ 1J. I hope you all like that one. I loved the final result of it. Looks the business. Happy with the way I painted it and how it turned out. I'm still working on the 132nd Trumpeter Nighthawk F117. Quite a bit to go on that one. It's the parts for this might come up a bit slower because I'm going to do, well, I am working on two other builds that will come up as just a one part video for each one, because they're not there's not heaps to them, and pretty straightforward builds. Basically, compared to the last 12 months or so, and coming around, I've just finished QMHE, obviously saw that. This time around I'll probably have less entries due to the fact of the size. Basically what I can take is how many containers or pieces of foam. I showed how I transport the models. So basically that's how much room I have is the size of them. I will be entering the F117, so that'll just take up one whole piece of foam, but I'll see, I might be able to put a couple of 172nd around it or something like that. So I sort of, even though I plan builds I want to do, I sort of think about transport and things like that. And the B25 or the PBJ 1J, that will be entered as well, and that's fairly decent size as well, so that sort of thing will restrict what I enter. So I'll sort of change it up a bit how I'm doing my builds, because the two I'm doing the one part builds, when they're done I'm selling them straight away. I'm going to try and get back into, I'm still doing what I'm doing for my interests, but to raise a bit of pocket money I'll be doing a few here and there to flog off when they're built on the good old Fleabay. So also I'm still with the YouTube. I'm neither here nor there really. I don't mind it, but it's, even though, like I've mentioned all along, I'm just amateur how I do it, and that's as far as I'm going to go, because when you do YouTube, you can see you get an analyst page of all what's going on, and I don't even understand half of it, but it's like, but you can see statistics and that, and you can do like, let's say I did a 20-minute video, and you can see 3 minutes 24 seconds of it has been watched on an average. So no matter how much effort you put in, people skip videos. Even I've heard guys, the pros, say that the people skip your video, so it's a lot of work for not a lot of reward. Basically, I hope, well, every now and then I get a payment out, but not very often. It's sort of like a way of, if I get paid for it, I can buy another kit to review or whatnot. Anyway, I digress. So, well, on that note, I think I'm up around, I don't know, I think it's 2,800 subscribers. If I can go over past 3,000 by December or Christmas time, I'll go from there, see what I think. Anyway, I mentioned when I did I mentioned I bought the Jaguar. I didn't do a review, I don't think. I don't remember. But I said I'd be waiting for some aftermarket decals, and here they are. So Extra Decal have done the, just checking that for glare, I'll take them out. Extra Decor have done a set, or they've done several sets, and as mentioned, I'm going to sit that there. I wanted to do something different because I think I mentioned about it when I showed that I bought the kit. I was sick to death of it already. So when I got mine, I wanted to do something different, and it'll either be this one, so Nigerian Air Force, go figure, I didn't even know they had it, or this one, the Royal Air Force of Oman. I like the camo scans because it's like it's almost the Southeast Asian style camouflage, but this set has got heaps. Obviously, you got the British ones as well. India had them as well, which makes sense because I think they had Harry's too, didn't they? So Extra Decor, they are like Hannets, the model shop Hannets. I think it's like I think, I'm not 100% sure, I think it's their own brand. So you got usually their sets, you usually get heaps of options. That's quite nice too, with the checkers on it. And they give you the side views, and there's another one there. And then they give you the top and bottom view of the aircraft so you can see your camouflage pattern that you need to do. Sorry if there's glare. Yeah, so, but that's not, this one I'll see what, wait a bit and see what sort of aftermarket. I think there's some already for it, but see what comes out aftermarket for the Jag. And so there's they're quite nice decals, they're printed nicely. So they're actually printed, by the looks of it, by microscale decals. They got a nice gloss to them. I've used them heaps over the years. I've never really had any major issues with them. Like I mentioned many times, I can find any problem with decals. So yeah, I was just waiting for them to come along, and they came out a few weeks ago. And of course you have, well, I get them from Hannets. I think there's a eBay store, I think they're called Jadlam or something like that. They're British. They sell Hannet stuff. I'm not sure, but I think it may just be Hannet's name on eBay. And then I saw this one pop up. Oh yeah, something different with the Lysander as well, because where is it? Some different schemes for it. Alright, so there's your markings. Again, very nice. So we got many options again. You got Army, what's this one? Royal Air Force, Army Cooperation, Tilshed, 1940. Your Night Scheme, Special Duties Squadron. This one was based in Burma, so it's got hasn't got the red in the roundels, so it wasn't confused for the Japanese. Quite like this because this is probably my favourite World War II aircraft camo. Is your dark earth and Middlestone over sky. This one is it's Communications Fly Air Force. Air Headquarters, Western Desert, Royal Air Force, base Matan, Bagouche, Egypt, 1942. So I quite like that, but I also like this. But this one's just the training unit. Obviously, they wouldn't be using that for operational camouflage scheme. So that's Canadian one. You got Royal Air Force again with a night camouflage. They're actually quite nice too. And we got a Navy one. That's different. 754 Naval Air Squadron. Yeah, quite like the fleet air arm schemes as well. So thoughts through my head as I haven't decided yet on this one. Again, I'm not building it right now, but so again, you got your top and bottom view. Man, this thing's got a wingspan on it. So yeah, something different. By the time I get around to it, everyone's probably done them. So that's quite nice. Yeah. So all these others, as you can see, Furball, I got these at QMHE. All the vendors there had big folders full of 148, 172nd Furball decals, and I bought a heap because, as you know, if you've ever used them, they come and go in production and can be hard to get. So this is take it out of the bag. So the glare there in it. Again, with Furball, you get umpteen dozen schemes to choose from, which can be a bad thing because you get there, oh, I want to do that, no, I want to do that, I want to do that. Anyway, you follow my channel, I like high vis schemes. I'm not a fan of low vis. This is probably one of the reasons I don't like modern aircraft. So straight off the bat, I'd be doing one of them because it's your classic 70s, 80s Tomcat with the white, insignia white, and the grey on top. So you get the face page of what is in the set, and then you got a larger image of the aircraft. It's double-sided. So you got the carrier on, the year. Oh, helmet markings. I'll have to see if the decals are in there for that. The upper and lower views of the aircraft, and that's just beautiful. High vis, can't beat it. Your stencil data callouts. So I'll take it out, man. You can see they're not cheap, but they're not cheap even if you buy them from Furball themselves. Well, this day and age I probably can't because they're American, aren't they? And at the moment, with all the Trump's tariffs, there's a lot of toing and froing with people who post and whatnot. So it's quite detailed set. There's two more there, I won't get them out, but you got your insignia on there, your stars and bars, numbers, stencil data. So it's quite, so you look at it, it's $30, but you can do, obviously you can do more than one aircraft, because even though you get one set of stars, if you bought a kit, they buy a Tomcat kit, it comes with the stars and bars, so you can use certain parts and then come back to this sheet to do the scheme. So it's where did I put it? There. So you can do multiple aircraft or models with it. and third ball are Cartograph decals, so you should have no issues. Move that. So this is the F14A. Because I bought this set, then I had to go out and buy a Tamiya F14A. You should be seeing that build in the near future. I sort of last year after QMHE, I went on a big bender on what I'm going to build. I'm going to do this, and this, and I have still in the special pile to build, and I have all the aftermarket for them, but I'm not doing that anymore because you just plan ahead and then something else comes out, or your mood changes and you want to do something else. So, but the Tomcat's definitely in the near future. I haven't built the Tamiya Tomcat, and I don't think I've ever built an American Tomcat. I think it's my favourite jet aircraft, and I've only ever built two, I think, and both of them are the Iranian ones because I like the camouflage. I did the blue and white one, or blue and grey, and then I did that build a couple of years ago you saw in here with the splinter camo. Why is that your favourite aircraft and you never build it? So this is Super Hornets, E's and F's. Again, it's got CAG birds, so that attracted my attention. I'm not into that. No. I'm into that, and that, maybe that. Like the high vis, I definitely like that. And I have a Meng Super Hornet floating around that I can use these for. Fun later trying to put all these back. So again, you got your stencil data, and you got your main sheet. Which way? That way. Beautiful. So yeah, obviously it's printed well. Lots of lovely colour there, and I did like the which one? I like that one, a 2-seater. It's off the USS Nimitz 2021. This one, this is probably what I'll do with the Meng kit. I love the shark's mouth. Just makes an aircraft look that much meaner. And the black and yellow and the drop tanks, it's very striking. Plus, you can weather them a bit. Not flogged to death, but you can. Well, if you want, you can. But just sort of, because they're still Navy aircraft, they can lend to being heavily used. Yeah, so very nice set. Again, I've got the aftermarket because I had the kit, so that will be also in the near future. Alright, another Tomcat set. Right, this one's made for the Tamiya kit as well. So even though it's pretty much low vis paint schemes, you still got some colourful tail markings. And I bought this one just because it was there, and it's like, get it, put it aside because I may not get it again. The first set I showed is the one I have the build planned for, although I do like that scheme. So these are from, what do they look like? They're from the 90s. Your stencil placement, flogging their other gear. I'm not going to get it out this time, but you can see you got the high vis. It's quite striking because it's all the patches you see with the Tomcat. Legacy Bandits. So quite well small, but again cartograph, so they're very nicely printed. This was actually not too bad. It's $20 a set. So you got obviously the nice colourful schemes, being the aggressors. They call them aggressors, the Hornets. I would say pretty much like all of them. Oh, I don't like that. Crappy brown over white. Ugh. They're nice, and the nice splinter camo. Do your head in, masking it up. That one's pretty ordinary too, isn't it? Two-seater. Quite like that one, but like us all, my mind changes constantly. And last one is the Intruder. Love this aircraft. And again, it's from an era of high vis, which is the reason I like it. So I've built the E. I think I've put the build on here. I can't remember now. It's been a few years. So that was a low vis scheme because it was the more modern version of the aircraft. But I've always wanted to do the A, which you can get. I can't remember now if it's Trumpet or Hobby Boss do it. One of them. So that was in mind when I bought this set. I can get the kit, which is only actually not too badly priced. I think it's around 60-65 Australian dollars, I think, for the Intruder, and plenty of high vis schemes to choose from. I think the actual kit you can buy comes with that marking or scheme, tail squadron. So I'd probably do something different, even though there's nothing flashy about the tail markings, but it's the insignia white and the gold grey. This one is a bombing, the missions it's done. So that's off the USS Enterprise 1966, so Vietnam War. And the other thing I like about the Intruder is the radome for the nose, to which colour I quite like it, with the radome tan colour on the nose. So you got plenty of a lot of guys who model who are ex-servicemen who served aboard some of these carriers, or with the squadrons would probably obviously build them to what they serve with, which is a nice thing that companies do, that sort of thing, instead of just your generic out of the box decals. Oh, they even give you a stores loading. Crikey, that's pretty full on, isn't it? That's quite something. I've never seen one with that much information on it. And there's your... So they're quite large, so it's, even though they're not as flashy as some of the Tomcat ones. And again, you got enough here. That should be enough to do 2 aircraft, but you use your kit ones with the furball ones, and Bob's your uncle, you can do heaps. So for those who have a passion for a particular aircraft, you can do them all. So there you go. I thought I'd just show them while I was talking about my channel and that. I've got some new kits in, so you will see some couple of reviews probably. Might do a couple today. See how I go, but yeah, a couple coming up in the near future, the next few days or so, and then maybe a couple more later on. Well, there will be more later on because I got some new release and recently released kits on the way, but I got them off eBay. One of a couple of stores I use for your trumpeter and your Chinese manufacturers. I get them on eBay because they usually come out first over there, so it usually takes a couple of weeks before they get here. So I've got a couple of things coming on. I won't say what. Yeah, we'll wait till we have a look at the review anyway. There you go. Thanks for watching.